The drone over now. I'm going to just take off.
No, you're not.
Absolutely.
You're not allowed. There's overhead lines, power lines. It's against the law. You do that, we'll phone the police and you'll be arrested.
Oh, don't phone police. Come on, that'd be silly, wouldn't it? I will be quick, I promise. I'll fly over and you'll just see it go across a few times and I won't be long, yeah? See my drone licence?
Yeah.
You don't need to...
Flying it over our facility, I need to see your licence.
You don't need to see my licence. Why would you need to see my licence?
Property, and we've got intellectual property on that facility.
I'm about to take it over now.
You're not taking it over.
I'm definitely...
Phone the police.
Don't phone police. Come on, that's silly, isn't it? Just for a bit of drone footage.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be silly. Come on. Got two of them now.
Stop filming as well.
But, come on, don't be like that. Come on.
You've been asked politely 3 times.
You're at 999 in that, are you? Oh, you're kidding? Ring 101, that'll take ages to 101, won't it? But so I'm going to take it off soon, but don't be like that, come on.
Calling 999 for something this trivial is a reckless waste of police resources. Security didn't even try to handle the situation reasonably. They immediately escalated, hoping officers would back them up. This exposes a bigger failure. Neither security nor call handlers seem educated on basic public photography laws. Instead of filtering out nonsense, police are dispatched to enforce personal dislikes, turning lawful activity into manufactured emergencies.
I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't need to tell you.
Right, okay.
You've just come here and just accosted me for nothing.
Right.
We've got guys out there shouting through, he needs to delete that footage.
Yes.
I need to delete my footage.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
There are basically 3 rules with filming, very similar to the use of CCTV. Yeah?
Here we go, come on.
If you're filming yourself, you can do what you like.
Ooh, yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, you're filming me, you can do what you like, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
More than welcome to. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're filming a private space, so if you are filming, well, initially if you're filming a public space, you can do, but you need to be willing to show that footage to whoever asks. You also need to comply with the Data Protection Act, which means that you need to be willing to delete.
One officer confidently declares that anyone filming in public must hand over their footage or delete it under the Data Protection Act. This is total nonsense. The act applies to companies processing personal data, not individuals with a camera. Auditors, journalists, or hobbyists have no such obligations. By spreading this misinformation, the officer isn't just wrong. He's abusing authority to intimidate a citizen who knows his rights.
Honestly. No, I haven't.
Of course you have.
No, I haven't, because
it was covered by data protection, right? Can I just explain that? I'll tell you that. I'll let you on. I'll let you know then. Yeah.
Go on, then.
Data protection only applies to businesses. It doesn't apply to individuals. There you go. Look, that's your first mistake. Yeah.
It does apply to individuals. And if you're saying it only applies to businesses, that's a business, and they've asked you to delete it.
No, I'm not a business so I don't have to delete it.
Right, you do.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Asked you to.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Because otherwise, no, I'm not talking rubbish, because otherwise, what you're doing is surveillance. Have you got a ripper? Have you applied for a ripper? Do you know what a ripper is?
A what, sorry?
A ripper.
What's a ripper?
A ripper?
No.
A ripper is the paperwork to allow you to do surveillance, which is what you're doing.
The officer then drags in REPA, the Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act, claiming it applies here. That's laughable. REPA only governs covert surveillance by public authorities, police, intelligence agencies, councils, not everyday people with cameras. If this were true, every tourist, vlogger, or journalist would be a criminal for simply recording. The officer isn't enforcing the law. He's weaponizing ignorance to try and scare compliance when no authority exists.
Yeah, which is surveillance, form of surveillance.
Can you identify yourself, please? Because you just walked up to me.
I
need yourself, lady. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what you are doing is surveillance. You've just said you're taking photographs. Yeah?
I haven't said that. I've not confirmed anything.
Right, that's a form of surveillance. You're telling me that you're filming, that you've filmed over there. That is a company. They've asked you to delete the footage of what you're filming there, of what you filmed there.
I won't be deleting.
Are you refusing to do so?
Well, obviously, there's nobody. I'll tell you what. I'll let you know then. I'll let you know the law. That yeah.
Right.
Only a court can make me.
Here's the reality. Under UK law, No officer can force a private citizen to delete footage just because it's inconvenient. The only legal pathway is a court order or warrant tied to a legitimate investigation under PACE. Anything outside that framework is unlawful interference. When officers demand deletion on the spot, they cross from enforcing the law into breaking it, eroding trust in policing itself.
There you go. So you can't delete it, you can't ask me to, well you can ask me to, but I don't have to.
There is a government ombudsman that deals with footage like that.
Lovely.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can take you to court,
Oh,
certainly,
my God. Yeah.
and they will prosecute you, and they will fine you, and it is hundreds of thousands of pounds, because it's the same rules and regulations that we use for surveillance.
All I would say is, good luck trying to get £100,000 out of me. I literally haven't got £100,000.
If you don't pay that, then it's potentially a prison sentence, then, isn't it?
Ooh, prison.
The spiral continues with absurd claims about an ombudsman prosecuting public photography and fining citizens hundreds of thousands of pounds. That's pure fabrication. Regulatory fines only apply to companies mishandling private data, not individuals filming openly. There is no ombudsman with the power to punish legal filming. This isn't law, it's fiction. Either the officer is clueless or wise, deliberately manufacturing fear to silence lawful activity.
Will you delete the footage that you filmed over there?
You can ask, can't you?
I can ask.
I've not confirmed or denied whether I'm going to delete the footage.
Will you delete the footage, please?
What would you do if I don't delete the footage? I'm going back over in a minute. The drone's going back up in a minute.
Right. Okay, well, potentially we can get officers here to arrest you and take you away.
Arrest me for what? Listen,
Right,
what
for
law?
breach of data protection.
That's not. You're under arrest for breach of data protection.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to say anything when questioned. Yeah. Under arrest for data protection.
The officer then pushes further, claiming the auditor could face arrest under the Data Protection Act. Wrong again. That act doesn't criminalize individuals filming from public spaces. At worst, companies mishandling data face civil penalties, not arrests. And here's the kicker. The officer can't arrest anyone anyway. As a PCSO, he lacks those powers. This is pure posturing, revealing both his ignorance and his desperation to assert control.
So you're talking nonsense.
I'm
You
not.
really are talking nonsense. When the actual police officer gets here,
Yeah.
if I bother waiting for him, I might just get the footage now and drive off on my bike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might just do that, but we'll see anyway. I'll tell you what, we'll wait for the officer to come and he will tell you you're talking absolute nonsense. You'll just walk off like and that'll be it. Get in the car and go. Are you going to go now so I can finish my drone footage?
No, I'm not.
You're not going to go?
No, I'm not. No. You seem to be enjoying filming me, so...
This is crazy. So, are you going to waste police time just by standing here?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're intent on doing that, so...
I'm not intent on wasting police time. I'd like you to go so I can finish my drone footage.
Well, I've asked you to delete the footage, I've asked you to show me.
When asked to leave, the PCSO openly refuses, even admitting he's deliberately wasting police time. He declares he won't leave until the footage is deleted, despite having zero legal authority to enforce such a demand. At this point, it's not about law, it's about ego. Unable to compel compliance legally, he relies on intimidation, dragging a harmless situation into a pointless standoff fueled by arrogance.
Right? And you've not even explained yourself as to why you don't want to.
I just don't feel like it.
Don't feel like it.
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Why did you have it? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. And as I said, you don't feel like it. You're being completely obstructive. I've been completely reasonable with you. I've spoken to you politely.
Can I just explain to you the situation, right, from a high level point of view, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So go on then.
I'm stood in a public place.
Yep.
This is a public place. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm filming from a public place. I'm flying my drone from a public place. I'm abiding by all the drone laws.
Right.
I'm abiding by all the filming laws.
Right.
You guys have come here telling me I'm committing an offence.
Yep.
And now you stood there and you won't leave.
Right.
And you've admitted that you're going to stand here wasting police time.
Right. Okay.
Crazy. We're in a really crazy situation here.
Okay. I've asked to see the footage. Why aren't you going to show me the footage?
I don't have to and I don't want to.
Right.
I've got more footage to get yet. You know what I mean? I've literally got, I'm running out of time to get all this droned over. I've got some other places I need to get to.
If you filmed somebody and somebody asks you to then delete it, you have to be willing to at least show them with it and explain why you're not going to delete it. and explain to someone in authority.
Under what law? That ends the conversation, doesn't it, really? Under what law? If you explain to me the laws that require me to do something, if you explain to me the law that requires me to do something, I will do it.
The officer then invents another rule, claiming people must explain why they won't delete footage or seek approval from officers. This is pure fantasy. No law requires private citizens to justify or erase recordings. What we're seeing is authority masquerading as legality, an officer making up laws on the spot, hoping the auditor folds. It's a dangerous tactic that spreads misinformation and undermines public trust in policing.
Over the factory?
I'd rather not say, but I plan to.
You plan to?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have permission to fly over there with it being private property?
What permission? This is what I've just been through with these guys. What permission do I need?
It's classed as private property there, so classed as trespass.
It's not classed as trespass. If it is classed as a trespass, if I were flying low or causing a nuisance, that would be a civil trespass.
It is a civil matter, you're right.
That would be a civil trespass. So I don't know why you guys would be getting involved. But if I fly it high, it's not classed as a trespass. If an helicopter flies over, you don't class it as a trespass, do you?
I don't think there's any sort of minimum horizontal distance anywhere with drones anymore. I think it's changed.
Exactly.
You probably know more than I do, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon I probably do.
When a police constable finally arrives, things don't improve. He falsely claims that flying a drone over a factory counts as trespass. Wrong again. Even if low flying could be civil trespass, it's not criminal, meaning police have no enforcement powers. The auditor proves the point easily by asking, is a helicopter flying overhead also trespassing? Of course not. Airspace isn't private property. The officer looks utterly unprepared.
That's why I'm still here, because let me just tell you this, right? I'm not stupid, right? If I were committing a crime, I would have been on my toes now on that little bike, and nobody would have caught me. But I'm not committing a crime. That's why I'm still standing here. I just want to prove to everybody that I'm,
I don't think you have committed a crime.
Excellent.
You've been handcuffed.
Exactly.
However, I've got to try and work with you.
Yeah, you can
so
try and work.
in terms of when you're flying a drone in public, like you're doing now, you can film anywhere. Nobody can stop you. It's hard to film what you want, which isn't an issue. However, once you cross over the border into sort of where factories are, it's private property, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no.
How would you feel if somebody encroached into your private home and started filming you?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's residential. So if
It is, but it's still private.
If you fly over somebody's residential house and you're like looking in the windows or something.
The constable doubles down, blurring the line between residential privacy laws and public airspace. He appeals to emotion instead of fact. But the law is clear. Under Article 8 of the Human Rights Act, privacy applies inside homes, not to industrial factories. Businesses don't enjoy the same protection. Suggesting otherwise is a baseless attempt to invent restrictions when none exist, exposing the officer's shallow grasp of the law.
Like a business or something like that, just getting some aerial footage and whatnot. There's no.
You're supposed to seek authority from them first, really, to stay private property.
Well, that's an opinion. That's not a fact.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's private property.
No, because I'll tell you what. Then
it is a civil matter and it is trespass.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As soon as you've been so nice to me when you come over, you kept your distance or whatever, I'll let you know, because I know a bit more about you than the drone laws. Yeah. Basically, I can fly over there with this sub 250 drone. I can fly over the private property, and that's because they do not control the airspace or own the airspace. The Civil Aviation Authority controls and owns the airspace, and there are no. I checked before I launched. There are no controls in place over this airspace.
The truth is simple. The Civil Aviation Authority regulates UK airspace, not private companies. Drones are only restricted in sensitive areas like airports or government sites, not over random factories. As long as operators keep visual line of sight and fly safely, it's perfectly legal. Yet again, the officer wrongly assumes companies own the air above their land. It's another textbook example of police speaking before checking the law.
Ports. There's controls in place.
You're right.
Yeah. So you can't fly over them because the Civil Aviation Authority says you can't, and it's actually a crime to do that. Whereas the airspace over this facility here is not owned by this facility. They can't tell me whether or not I can fly something over or not. It's literally owned and controlled by the Civil Aviation Authority, and there's no controls in place.
Have you finished for today?
Nearly. I have got a little bit more. When these two arrived, I had to stop filming because I just wanted to have a quick chat with them just to make sure they weren't going to jump me out.
I don't really do that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I just thought I'd just.
Right, we're not those type of people.
Yeah, good. That's really
You've
good.
got a job to do. If somebody raises concerns, we've got to come and speak to him. Get to
Absolutely, yeah. What you'd be best off doing, just nipping in and just telling him what he's doing is completely legal. That would be your job today. You'd literally just go in and just say, look, I know you might not like it, but what he's doing is completely legal. We haven't got any jurisdiction. The guy's not committed a crime, so we don't have any power over him.
The auditor nails the point. Officers should be educating businesses instead of reinforcing false beliefs. By arguing with lawful auditors, police waste resources and cement confusion. The PCSO in particular stood out for all the wrong reasons, inventing laws, claiming powers he didn't have, and escalating what was never a crime. In the end, this entire farce exposed the glaring need for proper training and accountability in UK policing.